it extends to drippy burgers, I'd say. And I was wearing the sweater, and I saw that burger. Yours was a little more... I kind of thought I lucked out, because I saw yours. Yours was in a pool of probably duck livers and some other juices. Mine looked relatively dry until I moved it over to the side. And I was like, oh, it's all sitting underneath. And that's the worst place for it, because now the bottom's all soggy. Mm-hmm. But I was so hungry, and I was determined, and I went for it. I picked it up, took a bite, and I was like, I'm going to finish this burger like it is intended. While you took one bite. Actually, you weren't even going to try. You took your knife out right away and be like, I'm forking a knife in this.
Yeah.
And I've never heard you say that. Not maybe halfway through you've done that, because it's falling
too
apart.
difficult, yeah.
But you were ready to throw in the towel before you even tried, before you even played in the game. And I forced you. Well, I didn't force you. I said, really? I kind of challenged you a little bit.
You peer pressured me a little bit.
But even after that one bite, you went for fork and knife.
Yes, that fork and knife was the way to go.
I was so proud of myself, Sebastien.
I mean, I find it funny that maybe we're beginning to switch roles, where I forked and knifed it. You held it with your hands, despite it being a drippy burger. You're wearing a sweater. You don't care. And I find it also kind of interesting that, like, perhaps the fanciest place we've been to was basically the second place that you decided, I'm just go grab this burger and eat it with my hands. Maybe the first place where we really should have been fork and knifing it, where they lit a candle for us. There were flowers. We had to wait a half hour to get a table at this, exclusive new restaurant.
Yeah.
And you just grabbing a burger, biting right in, letting the sauce drip down your chin.
I did. I took the extra sauce and cheese that had fallen off the burger, and I kind of scooped it up and dripped it on my fries.
See, these are all Sebastien moves.
Yeah,
what is happening to us?
I would never do that. This is weird.
Yeah. It's a little bizarro.
Yeah. So, Sebastien, I've told you a little bit about how I felt about this burger. What about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I found it kind of funny how we went to this, French bistro-style restaurant that was pretty legit in that there was even a snooty Parisian maitre d'. He wasn't done up in a tuxedo with a well-manicured mustache. He was just wearing like a button-down shirt and jeans, but he was still kind of snooty, walking around with his clipboard, and really didn't have that much time for us because we weren't wearing suits or what have you. And so that snootiness doesn't seem to match with the staff inside. Like I mentioned, one of the waitresses was wearing a short overalls, and like they weren't. It's not like these were like super hip, trendy short over. They just look like something you could buy at a Walmart or whatever. Not that special. So despite all that, we sat down, we waited a while, we ordered, then we waited even longer while to get our food. And that's fine, This is supposed fine dining. It's going to take a while to make everything. They're pretty busy, so everyone else has to order. They have to make everyone else's food.
Yeah, we're not special. We're not above. We still have to wait like regular folk.
Just like you, fair listener. Despite the number of burgers we've eaten, we're still just common folk as far as the treatment that we get when we go to a restaurant.
Oh yes.
And that burger landed in front of us. We got fries. I got my beer. Like you said, I bit into it and then decided to cut into it. This burger was delicious, though.
Oh, I'm glad you think so. I felt the same way.
The sauce was good. I couldn't even... There was mayonnaise and cheese and some other sauce. They had some sort of house sauce going on in there. And all mixed together. I wasn't sure if there were multiple cheeses. It was kind of just the cheese melted in with the sauce. They didn't need lettuce or tomatoes or pickles or anything else. It was simple. It was cheese, sauce, delicious patty, and a decent bun. The bun was maybe the least notable thing. And that's not the fault of the bun. It was really just that everything else overshadowed it.
Yeah. I can't imagine being impressed by a bun in this at this point in my life.
Really?
After all the buns we've had, I haven't found one that's remarkable. Some of them are better than others for sure, but I don't think I'm ever going to find the $100 bun.
Oh, see. Oh, that's interesting because I hope you're proven wrong eventually. Sometimes there's a bun with that just has a little sweetness in the dough, and that gives the whole burger a different texture.
Yeah, I mean, I've been viewing these buns as a tool to get the burger from the plate and into my mouth.
Just the conveyance of burger.
Yeah.
But no, in this case, the fork was my conveyance of burger.
Fork and knife.
Fork and knife. Yeah, it was a really delicious burger. I even made sure to let a little piece of the foie gras fall out, and so I could eat that separately, just to see if it was really adding that much to my burger experience. I had a bite of burger without the foie gras. I had a bite with the foie gras, just to see the difference.
You're such an ogre.
And I don't see how. It was a small enough piece of foie gras that didn't cover the entire patty.
Ogres are giant, and they eat little livers.
Okay, all right.
That's how.
They eat the organs of smaller creatures. Yeah. And you know, all in all, with the foie gras, I liked it even better.
Right.
Without it, it was still a really good burger. This was a good burger. The major drawbacks of this place have nothing to do with the food.
No. What are some of these drawbacks? I'm trying to think here.
Well, I mean, from the start, the 15-minute wait that turned into a 30-minute wait.
Yeah, I mean, there's all the stuff we
This
mentioned.
is a trendy new place, whatever. The fact that this is more my issue. The fact that I felt bad for not spending enough money with my order.
You talked me into ordering things that I didn't want.
Well, like what?
That
Just dessert.
$10 donut.
Yeah, okay. Let's get into the donut before we cycle back and start reviewing anything or rating anything, I should say. So after we finished, I was kind of mulling over the idea of dessert, and one of the waitresses, not even our waitress, came over and asked if we, do you have room for dessert? Yeah, let me see the menu. Let me just see. And then I was looking at the mille-feuille. You were looking at the mille-feuille.
Yeah.
I was kind of looking at the donut. We decided we'd each get one and eat half of each.
Yeah, because I really wanted that mille-feuille.
Yeah.
But I didn't want that mille-feuille.
Yeah, that's it. Once it got there, again, took a while to make. It seems like and also we're at a French bistro style restaurant.
Yeah.
The French are known for their pastries, their desserts. Again, when in Rome, might as well try it since I'm here.
Are they also known for their tardiness? I don't know.
I can imagine that they would be known to not care what you think about it.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And so you'll get it when it's ready, and if you don't like it, I don't care.
Yeah, they're so snooty.
And so when, mind you, our servers weren't snooty, just that maitre d'.
Right now, I was just there, but I'm picturing everybody as if they're characters from like the triplets of Belleville or something.
Like all of a sudden they're very tall, slender people with pointed noses that are upturned.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we got a mille-feuille for like $6 and a donut for like $10.
Oh God, yeah.
The mille-feuille, basically impossible to split.
Yeah.
Because once you try and cut it, all the cream oozes out. But then I realized, okay, even if I'm just cutting it for my own consumption, all the cream is coming out.
Yeah.
How else can I eat this without making a mess?
And so it goes with most mille-feuilles. This did not have the classic mille-feuille design, taste, texture, appearance, any of it.
Didn't have any of that icing on top.
No.
It did have a bunch of flaky pastries with cream in between.
Yeah, I guess so, but it just wasn't a mille-feuille, as far as I have known mille-feuilles to be.
Okay. So you weren't crazy about the mille-feuille?
No.
And what'd you think of the donut? $10 donut. Was it worth, now think about it, for like a dozen donuts at like Tim Hortons, that's like maybe not even $10?
Yeah. So if I got like a case of 12 of these donuts, it would cost me a little over $100.
Okay. Let's twist it the other way. Let's say you got a baker's dozen of Tim Hortons donuts.
Yeah.
Does that compare to one of these donuts?
Yeah. Yeah,
pretty well.
Because I'm paying what, like
well, no,
$6?
forget the price. Forget the price.
money.
You've got in front of you a baker's dozen of Tim Hortons variety pack of donuts. Some of those are Boston cream.
Yeah.
Some of those are just the plain old original donut. and then you get one of these that's filled with chocolate mousse. It had some icing sugar on it. It was a nice looking donut.
It depends how hungry I am. Am I eating it for the hunger? Because it's not going to satisfy what 12 donuts can satisfy. 12 donuts satisfies...
well, were you hungry? Were you hungry after your burgie?
Yes. I don't know where to go from there. Yeah, I was. I was actually... I could deal with a little bit of sweet in my mouth, but...
You're nippish.
Yeah.
Just wanted a little... I thought it was a really good donut. And yeah, I think it was about a $10 donut.
Whoa.
It was full of that chocolate mousse. It was delicious.
All right. Well, I don't know. We have to agree to disagree. Again,
I guess so.
Once again.
I guess so. Now, stepping back for a second, forgot to mention the French fries. How'd you like those French fries?
They're good. They're shoestring.
Yeah.
They were. They didn't give us a ton of them. Mm-hmm. They gave us an amount that seems very reasonable to eat. Mm-hmm. Also didn't put it on the same plate as the burger, even though that plate was large enough to fit all of those fries.
Yeah, I know, but it was a side dish. It was a separate order.
It was all in the presentation, and they left us with very little table room. But
how much did you really need?
I'm just looking.
It's true. I don't disagree. We didn't have that much table room. Basically, once we had our 2 drinks and 2 glasses of water, the table was full.
Oh. But though the fries were good, everything. I can't speak more highly about the burger than you already have. If I was going to add anything, it would be the rosiness, in that meat. They didn't even ask. Do you want it well done, medium? You want it rare? They just gave it. It was the perfect amount of pink.
That's that French snootiness right there. They were like, we don't even need to ask you how you like your burger. This is how we're gonna make it, and you'll like it or you won't, and we don't care.
Yeah.
Now the liver, being a filter, reminded me of your sink that you were telling me about today.
Oh. Yeah.
So your sink wasn't draining properly, and so you decided to use a little Drano or some equivalent to clear it out, but things went awry.
Yeah. When I told you this story, it was basically because I figured I would not tell this story.
Well, I mean, I still think it's a story of interest because we've heard on this show before about your cat. You got a new cat about 6 months ago. It lived for a couple days in your walk-in closet.
See, that's how
because
I feel.
It was just a little kitten.
That's how I feel like I'm starting to be painted into this. I've been told by listeners that I've been painted in a poor light because I've kept a cat in the closet, and this story is not going to help my case.
See, now, it was, and even though you told me that, you explained it, I felt like it was justified. It was just a little kitten. I don't know how much running around it really needs to do. Yeah. So it's got this, it's bigger than a cage for it to live in for a few hours while you're at work, and you can't keep an eye on this little critter.
Oh.
So anyway, so things went awry with your sink now. I don't know how big the cat is. 6 months, it seems like it's probably about full grown. I don't know what.
Just about.
Yeah.
It could definitely get fatter. You can always
but like
get a cat fatter.
He's like a older teenage cat as far as cat growth goes, right?
Yeah.
But this cat, because your sink wasn't draining, ended up drinking some of the Drano.
Yeah, and that just sounds like a poor cat ownership, I think.
I guess, but it's also like a bad cat brain.
It was bad felining, I think.
This dumb cat going ahead, what is this freaking poison? It doesn't smell like something good.
See, he loves sinks. He gets up in there. I find him sleeping in sinks, little bathroom sinks. He gets curled in there. The water is sometimes dripping, and he doesn't care. Once I even turned the tap on gradually while he was in there, and he let it fill up until it got to about halfway up his body, and he was like, okay, I got to get out of here.
All right, this is too much.
So he loves it, and I should have known that, maybe filling the sink with Drano, trying to get that to go down wasn't going down. Had to leave to go get a plunger. Mm-hmm. Come back, maybe 15 minutes later. I didn't see him drink anything.
Okay.
Maybe he didn't.
Okay.
But for the next, that evening, the next day until the next morning,